All right. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Shalawama and Islam to all the Moors. Hold on. Hey, Miss. Hold on. Okay. Thank you. All right, y'all. So welcome. This is the free astrotheology course. Let's follow up on house number 2. So let's pick it back up. So I'm going to start. At the top of the paragraph. So last time I forgot so I have the treaty now. So let's start at the top. The last session, last live stream, I didn't have the treaty. So let's just pick it back up from the top. All right, y'all. So page 172. The second house signifies the wealth, poverty. And we're going to come back to wealth. The wealth, poverty, movable goods, personal property, and money. So wealth and money of the native of Corinth. So the native would be the Genesis chapter 2, man, and man with the womb, who are sprung from the soil, who are the rightful heirs to all land, all resources, all commerce, all contracts, everything, y'all, all resources, air, cosmic energies, including sunlight, water, oil, minerals, precious stones, semi-precious, everything. So we are the rightful heirs. It says, or Corinth. Okay, so native or Corinth. Loss or gain. So here we are dealing with commerce now. Dealing with commerce. So it says loss or gain by commodities or money lent. So commodities, for example, copper, cacao, which is cocoa, or the chocolate, the seed, or the fruit that they use to make chocolate. Many types of commodities, right? Loss or gain by commodities or money lent. So loans. Profit. Gain, loss, or damage in lawsuits. So let's deal with this. So we talk about money. I hope I brought we talk about money, of course, we need to talk about what is money, right, y'all? So I have here my handy dandy constitution. So hold on, y'all. Do y'all hear music? Let me know if, put a 1 in the comment section if y'all hear music. YouTube will take the video down and give me a copyright strike if there's music. So give me 1 second, let me find the clause that talks about constitutional money. I should memorize these clauses, but when I don't refer to it all the time, Sometimes I forget. All right. Article 1, Section 10. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. So there you have it, money, gold and silver. Anyway, it continues. Pass any bill of attainder as ex post facto law, or impairing the obligation of contracts. In other words, you have a divine right to contract. You're born with it. You can contract with whomever you want, and nobody can interfere with that. No living man or woman, and nobody hiding behind a corporate entity is supposed to be able to interfere with that, right? That's by nature. In other words, you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do with whoever you want to do it with, as long as they consent. All right, y'all. It says, or grant any title of nobility. Why? Because we are the heirs. The ills, the alls, the bays, the days, and the alis. So nobody else can have a title, because we're the nobility. And we are born with that nobility. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1 through 14. In religion, y'all call it the blessings. Okay? In law and civics, it's birthrights or rights. Okay? So, and they are passed down. Let's not say passed down. They are passed through the generations. That's the point. They're passed through the Hey, Miss, you're gonna what? Hold on, y'all. Can I? Well. All right, y'all. So where am I? Where am I? Okay, so we just dealt with money. So the second house is dealing with money. And what's the quote everyone Noble Drew Ali said about wealth? Let me see if I can get it. I'm distracted. Is it the wealth of a nation? Hold on, y'all. Oh, I shouldn't have come to this place. I know I always say that, but I should have just taken the time and spent the money to go to the other place. To go to my other spot. I have to come back to it, y'all. I can't think of the quote right now. It'll come to me. So what do we talk about? We discussed wealth, we discussed money, constitutional money, gold and silver. Okay. Your right to contract. Your right to contract. All of this is commerce. Okay, so only according to nature, according to law, common law, gold and silver is the only species that the Constitution says, that nature says you can pay a debt with. That you can pay a debt with, okay? Anything other than that is not paying a debt. It can be what? What is it called? A discharge. Set off and discharge. A discharge and set off. I don't remember. I haven't looked at all of that in so long. But discharge and set off. Okay? So let's talk about personal property. If you have personal property, if you want to buy it, if you want to sell it, or someone comes and takes it from you, this is what we're dealing with. Taking a loss, or making a profit, or what? Just breaking even. Money lent. If you loan money, that means you loan gold and silver. You didn't loan banknotes or federal. You cannot pay back. What do I want to say? Sorry, y'all. I'm really frustrated and distracted. If someone claims that they loaned you money, but they gave you Federal Reserve notes, then that's not a loan of money, because constitutional money is gold and silver. Okay, y'all? If that is done, that's fraud. If you're unaware of it, right? If you're unaware of it, it's fraud. But furthermore, you cannot pay a debt with a Federal Reserve note or any other kind of note. Debts can only be paid. Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution says, of the Constitution for the United States of North America says, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. All right, y'all? Damage in lawsuits. So now we're dealing with lawsuits. So now we're, of course, dealing with diversity of citizenship, and we're dealing with the treaty between the United States of North America, between the Moroccan Empire and the United States of North America. Y'all can see here, this document comes from, man, I'm getting eaten alive by these mosquitoes. Comes from the Library of Congress. It says here, but I'm not going to read it. Y'all can get it. I downloaded this from enforcetheconstitution.org, so y'all just go there, take a look at it. I believe it's under study material for Moors. Y'all take a look at it. And the statutes at large of the United States of America from March 1933 to June 1934. Take a look at the volume. Everybody see that? Okay. And so here we see the stamp. Y'all take a look at it. I'm getting eaten alive. I have on sandals. I didn't wear shoes when I came here. I wore my sandals and I didn't put on socks. And these mosquitoes are killing me. Dang. Okay, y'all? All right, so here we go. So treaty with Morocco. Here we are. So y'all see that this is an authentic document. Can y'all see it? All right. So y'all can pause that. Let me show you. You can pause it on the replay. I just want to show you that this is real. Now this is hard to find if you search the internet. So just go to enforcetheconstitution.org and you can get it really easy, really quickly. If you search this for the internet, it's going to take you forever, or you may as well just get it from the Library of Congress if you got that kind of time to waste, right? They will show you the treaty that was before this one, 50 years before this one, and try to make a fool out of you if you use it. All right, so you either get it from enforcetheconstitution.org, or you can get it from the Library of Congress. It's very difficult to find this on the internet. I believe, if I'm correct, it's been a long time since I downloaded this, and so that's the last page. It's been a long time since I downloaded it, but I believe I got it from study material from the Moors on enforcetheconstitution.org. All right, so where are we? We're in the second house, y'all. All right, so this is our culture. We're in the second house. Looking at what our ancestors left for us so that when we wake up, okay? So lawsuits. So give me 1 second. Let me read through this. Let me find what I'm looking for. I think it's Article 21 and 21 or 22. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, Article 21. This is how it reads. If a citizen of the United States, so that's the United States, right? That's one party, should kill or wound a Moor. So there you have two parties. So that's diversity of citizenship right there in the Constitution. So here it is, the evidence that the Moors are not United States citizens. Do y'all see that? It's in the treaty, Article 21. Everybody see that? Article 21. That's evidence that we're dealing with two nationalities. Two nationalities, which means we're dealing with diversity of citizenship in the Constitution. So if you're claiming to be something that you're not, for example, a Latino, Negro, black, colored, all of the other brands, Indian, all of that stuff. If you're claiming to be any of that, then you fall under the black codes. All right, you fall under the black codes. In other words, the black codes have jurisdiction or authority over you. Okay, and you are chattel. Genesis chapter 1, you are chattel, goyim. But when you honor your ancient foremothers and forefathers, and you follow their instructions, now you're what? You're following the Most High's instructions. In religion, y'all say you're following the Most High's commandments. All right? Equivalent statements. Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor your ancient foremothers and forefathers, or honor your mothers and fathers so that it may go well with you. In the land, that's the estate, that's held in trust, in the land that the Most High, your power, is giving you. That's an estate held in trust. So now we're back at Deuteronomy chapter 28, etc., dealing with the blessings and the curses and the 10 Commandments. the instructions, which are natural law. All right? So here we are. Article 21. If a citizen of the United States shall kill, killing can be civilly or physically. So if it's a physical death, there are no signs of life, right? Death is the opposite of life. There are no signs of life. No metabolism. There's no heart rate, no respiratory rate. There's no signs that your gut is active, right? You can't hear anything. You can't hear or feel anything. Okay, and in a couple of days, rigor mortis sets in, and and the whole process of returning to the dust becomes active. Okay. Whereas civil death, that means that you are dead in the eyes of the law. That means you are non-descendable. You are not connected to any nation. You have no constitutional or treaty protections. None whatsoever. You are a stateless person, a refugee. And anybody can do anything that they want to you, i.e. the black codes, because now you are property. You're a stateless person. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second, please. Ooh, these mosquito bites, they burn. Doggone. My friend was telling me she lives in a province in a province here in Vietnam. It's about 4 to 6 hours. I don't remember. Maybe 4.5 hours away from Ho Chi Minh City. And her friend, just 30 years old. I was very surprised. 30 years old, got dengue fever. In other words, bit by a mosquito, got dengue fever, and the virus was very virulent. And this young lady died within a couple of days. Very sad, very, very sad. But mosquitoes, that's no joke. Mosquitoes are no joke. Okay, y'all, so let's keep it going. Where was I? Okay, so diversity of citizenship. So we have one nationality, the Moors, and then you have the U.S. citizen. Okay, we have nothing in common. Separate bloodline, right? We are separate bloodline. And then those Moors who are in dishonor of their ancient foremothers and forefathers, in other words, they are not following the Most High's instructions. Okay, they're not following Torah, if you will. They're not following the instructions. And I'm not saying religious Torah. I'm talking about the literal or the best rendering of Torah in English is instructions. That's what I'm talking about. The denotative meaning, not religion. Okay? So they haven't returned to the mindset, that state of mind of their ancient foremothers and forefathers. Okay? I think I would have been better off staying home. Shoot. Dang. All right, so we have two different bloodlines, okay? All right. He continues. Oh, by the way, civil death, Civiliter Mortuus. So So you'll see this reflected in in a name. First of all, animals and objects have names. Moors do not. Moors acknowledge an appellation, a holy name, a sunny name, a bright name, right? A brilliant name. I'm looking at the denotative meaning of holy, all right? But the free and national name, I was going to go into the Clock of Destiny, but I'm not. Y'all check there. So the maximum loss of rights, of birthrights, is reflected in an all caps name. An all caps name. All right, a name. So an all caps name. For example, or a corporation. For example, Nike, Microsoft, John Doe, Jane Doe, all caps, right? All caps. That's Capitis Diminutio Maxima, I think. Y'all Google search it. And then it's the same thing, Capitis Diminutio Media and Minimus. Y'all Google it. But they represent the range of denationalization and loss of birthrights. Okay, y'all? Y'all can get the specifics when you Google it. So that's civil death. So if you are civilly dead, what happens to your inheritance? Right? That's the issue. Who has your inheritance? Who has possession? Who's benefiting from it? That's the issue. And can you get it back? Right? All of that is answered in the treaty and also in the book of the law. In the book of the law. That's why it's called the Judeo-Christian legal system. Okay, so let's continue. If a Moor shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, if a Moor shall kill or if a Moor shall put a citizen of the United States, if a Moor shall make a citizen of the United States civilly dead, what, y'all? If a citizen of the United States should kill or wound a Moor, if a citizen of the United States should make a Moor civilly dead, and in the other case, if a Moor shall kill or wound or make civilly dead a citizen of the United States. Well, what about 14th Amendment citizens? So a Moor making a stateless person civilly dead, or keeping him in a state of civil death, or keeping him in a state of statelessness, or in the condition of statelessness. Y'all see it? Everybody see that? So it's just not the U.S. citizen doing it to the Moor, but it's the Moor doing it to the Moor if that Moor so chooses to. Y'all see it? So these Moors, these dirty Moors, was like the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, be careful, Moors, some of your own brothers will be seeking to put you back into slavery. Everybody see it? So if you're a stateless, if you're a black, Negro, any of that stuff, Indian, you're a 14th Amendment citizen, yeah, your ancestry is autochthonous. You're an autochthonous Moor, but you're stateless. And now you're a 14th Amendment citizen and you have contracts, right? This is what it's talking about. So these dirty Moors can try to keep you in that condition. This is Article 21. So let's continue. So now remember, we're talking about physical death or civil death or wound or an injury. An injury. Well, you can have a physical injury, right? But can you be wounded or harmed? Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see what I can find. One moment, y'all. So here's one of the definitions of wound from an online law dictionary. It says here, it says, it has been held in England that to make a wound in criminal cases, there must be a quote-unquote injury to the person by which the skin is broken. Give me 1 second. Number 3, when a person is found dead from wounds, this is physical death, it is proper to inquire whether they are the result of suicide, accident, or homicide. In making the examination, the greatest attention should be bestowed on all circumstances. Oh, so this is a medical law dictionary. Hold on. So wound, medical jurisprudence. This term in legal medicine comprehends all lesions of the body, and in this it differs from the meaning of the wound when used in surgery. Well, that's obvious. So every such kind of accident, so excludes surgery, such as bruises, contusions, fractures, dislocations, and the like. And it gives some citations. Hold on, y'all. Let me try something else. So I'm Googling. Let me see if I can find it in Black's Law. Hold on. Let's see. So let's see what. Hold on, let me try to get it. Hold on, y'all. So they don't want me to go to Black's Law. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let's see what we can find. Well, that didn't work. Give me 1 second. Let me try to. Sorry, y'all. None of the links that I'm going for are. I don't know if y'all can see that, but so Black's Online Dictionary. Let's see. Oh man. Hold on. So here in Black's Law Dictionary, they're saying it's medical legal. There's a medical legal. They have the same definition I just went over. Then there's an aggravated species of assault and battery. Hold on. Consisting of one person giving someone else dangerous harm, causing harm or injury to a person or a live animal. So one of the meanings is causing harm or injury. Causing harm or injury to a live animal. It doesn't say physical harm like breaking the skin. It just says to cause harm or injury. Y'all already know where that's going, right? When they escheat you, well, let me rephrase that. When the person who's in the role or acting as CEO, etc., the living, breathing man or human, when they send out a fraudulent document that's meant to deceive you, to rob you, to harm you, to injure you, right? So for example, mortgage statement, traffic ticket, bills of attainder, right? We just read. Did we read about bills of attainder? Y'all, I don't remember. Yeah. No state shall pass any bill of attainder. This is legislation that's targeted at a specific man or woman or a specific group. Okay? Finds you guilty or holds you to be guilty without due process, without a lawful trial. So in other words, race black, right, y'all? Race black. In other words, you're under the black codes and you don't even know it. So where am I? Oh, okay. So let me show y'all. Look at the top of the screen, causing harm or injury to a person or an animal. Ain't that something? An animal. Y'all know goyim is an animal, right? They hold you to be goyim, cattle, property. That's why they give you a name, because animals and objects get names. All right, y'all? I don't think I need to take that any further. So there we have womb from, this is Black's Law. Which edition of Black's Law is this? This is Black's Law. No, I'm sorry, this is the lawdictionary.com. The Law Dictionary. I couldn't open Black's Law. That's the lawdictionary.com. Okay? So if any more shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country shall take place. And whenever the council shall, hold on y'all, am I in the right, hold on, okay. So the law of the country shall take place and equal justice shall be rendered. The council assisting at the trial, and there's the jurisdiction, consular jurisdiction for diversity of citizenship, all right? So when there's diversity of citizenship between us and the U.S. citizen, the proper venue is consular jurisdiction, okay? Consular jurisdiction. The counsel assisting at the trial, and if any delinquent shall make his escape, the counsel, so the delinquent would be what, y'all? That person, or that Moor rather, that Moor or U.S. citizen, that stateless person, if it's a Moor, he's dishonorable, and he doesn't have the mindset of his ancient foremothers and forefathers. So he's a delinquent. So if that delinquent shall make his escape, the council shall not be answerable for him in any manner whatever. All right, y'all? So now let's talk about the stateless Moor, the 14th Amendment citizen. What happened to his birthright? What happened to his inheritance? Let's look at 22. If an American citizen, so we covered this yesterday, we talked about the hybrids. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. The Elohim being Yaqub and the 12 feminine staff scientists who assisted him. That's the Elohim, in my opinion. All right? Y'all watched the video that I did with, watch the video I did called Genesis, a critical analysis of Genesis chapter 1 and 2, something like that, but watch it. I come in at 2 hours and 4 minutes into the video, and I give you a very detailed presentation of what Genesis chapter 1 and 2 are about. And that they are different stories. All right? And it has nothing, Genesis chapter 1 has nothing to do with the creation of man or the creation of the earth. It has nothing to do with that. All right. And you'll see it for yourself. So Article 22. So these the Neanderthal, the human, the Han Uman. Human is a contraction of Han Uman. This is the Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27, created creature, the being. And as C. M. Bay told us, I went through yesterday in the Clock of Destiny. You can get this, I think, in Clock of Destiny 1, Volume 1 and 2. That they were involved in a society and all of this. So the issue was, what was their status? Were they citizens of a government at that time? Were they subject citizens? You know, what was the status? Does American citizen include the hybrid? That's my question. That's what I'm putting out there to everybody. Right? Is that who's being spoken of here? Or does that, let me rephrase that, does that include them? Okay? If an American citizen shall die in our country, so this, who's speaking? The Sultan of Morocco. So in our country, Morocco, and oh, by the way, and also, is a Moor an American? Well, America is a continent, right? All right. So we're sprung from the soil in the Americas. Moorish Americans. All right. And no will shall appear, the council. Now y'all notice it says council. It's a lowercase c, Article 22. Hold on, y'all. It's a lowercase c. Lowercase c. So it's talking about a common noun. So not a specific person, but any and everybody who's a counsel, who holds the office of counsel. Okay, y'all? It's a common noun. Lowercase c. That's talking about the group. Okay, it's not talking about a specific person, but a group. If it's talking about a specific person, it's a proper noun. So for example, a corporation like Nike, that's specific. It's a person, a legal person, right? Or John Doe, all caps. All right. If there shall be no counsel, the effects shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust. Well, I think in 1956 it was, the U.S. de facto corporation forfeited, gave up its consular jurisdiction in this treaty. They don't have it now. There's no council jurisdiction. So the effects, that's the property. That's the birthright. Tangible and intangible. The land, the property, the gold, the silver, okay? whatever property you have, your noble status, the effects shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust. Now, y'all know that the 14th Amendment makes corporations legal persons now. Okay, so this office is the office of the Attorney General. If y'all come to, I go to, so, y'all go to enforcetheconstitution.org. They have civics classes. I go to the classes myself. And you can learn more about this. So as I tell everybody, I get my civic stuff from Consul General Lamont Maurice L. Download whatever he puts up, I download it, and I integrate it into my knowledge of the book of the law and into these astrotheology lessons, okay? So let's continue, y'all. So if y'all have more questions about that, y'all go talk to him, because he's a consul. He's a consul general. Y'all go talk to him. Go to his you can do a consult, email, consult, however you want to do it. All the information is there. Now let's continue. The effect shall be deposited in the hands of some person some person worthy of trust. So the Attorney General's office, maybe in some other corporate state, it might be another office. Y'all have to check and see, okay? You have to find out. Until the party shall appear, but there's only two parties. There's the Moor, or the Moorish American, and then there's a U.S. citizen. Until the Moor shall appear. How do you appear? How do you appear? Well, one, you have to proclaim your nationality and be in honor, right? You have to be in honor. You have to be, you have to have that mindset, or be in process. You don't have to be perfect, right? You got to start where you stand. But return to the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. I know it sounds repetitive, y'all, but it's really simple. In other words, follow the Most High's commandments, right? Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. It continues. Until the party shall appear, until the Moor shall appear in full life. In full life and in honor. Honoring his ancient foremothers and forefathers, who has a right to demand them. See, you have a right to demand them because you have returned to the Most High, as you say in religion. You have returned to the mindset of your ancient foremothers and forefathers. All right? So now you're the rightful heir. You're in full life. Okay? You are no longer incompetent, but you're competent. And it shows through your speech and, of course, your conduct, right? He continues. But if the heir to the person deceased be present, the property shall be delivered to him without interruption. Y'all hear that? But if the heir, see, we're talking about what? Descendability, heritability, bloodline, nationality, period. We don't have to guess about it. It's right here in the article. For those of you who may have not been able to see it until now. All right, y'all? But if the heir to the person deceased, these are our ancestors, be present, the property shall be what, y'all? Delivered to him without interruption. Now that's what they're obligated to do. Does it mean that they're going to deliver it to you and not give you a hard time? Well, you know, they're not honorable, right? I watched a video. I can't remember who it was, but in this video, the narrator was talking about the bad. How did he say it? The bad inclination. No, you know who it was, y'all? It was Bobby Hemmett. It was Bobby Hemmett. So you know that's already funny, right? He was talking about the bad nature, the bad nature of these hybrids, and he's talking about how they found in Kemet irrefutable evidence of the Yaqub story, that the hybrids are genetically engineered, created creatures. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. All right. So you cannot expect to get blood from an orange, right? You should expect the dishonorable behavior and be surprised if you don't see it. That's why our ancestors gave them religion to begin with. So let's continue. Article 22. And if a will shall appear, the property shall descend agreeably to that will, as soon as the consul shall declare the validity thereof. Now they don't have a council, and they don't have consular jurisdiction because they gave it up. All right, y'all. So they're not even supposed to be involved in this when we look at this lawfully. They gave it up. So their de facto courts don't have anything to do with this whatsoever. All right, and they're already in dishonor by trying to force us into that. Okay, y'all. I hope everybody sees it. Let me put 22, Article 22 here again, so y'all can read it. Here it is. Y'all read it for yourself. Pause it on the video. Y'all pause it so you can read it. Hold on. I hope it's in the camera view. I can't see it. Hold on. All right, y'all pause it if you need to read it on the replay. Did I miss anything, y'all? Now, Article 23 is talking about the Council of the United States of America. Notice what it says. And if any of the citizens of the United States shall contract any debts or engagements, the council shall not be in any manner accountable for him unless he shall have given a promise in writing for the payment or fulfillment thereof. Now, might that be why they don't want to sign any of these fraudulent documents, y'all? Might it have something to do with that? without which promise in writing no application to him for any redress shall be made. All right, so, okay. Now, let's take a look at this again. It says here, let's go to the top, Article 23. The Council of the United States of America shall reside in any seaport of our dominions, this is North America, right? That they shall think proper, and they shall be respected and enjoy all the privileges which the councils of any other nation enjoy. And if any of the citizens of the United States shall contract any debts or engagements. So, all right, y'all. What's the only way you can pay a debt? Gold and silver. Article 1, Section 10. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of attainder, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debt. Y'all see that? So, let's go back to the second house. The second house signifies wealth, poverty, movable goods, personal property, and money of the native of the Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, autochthonous, or the indigenous, or the aboriginal, meaning the father, the original father, more, sprung from the soil, the rightful heir, or querent. Loss or gain by commodities or money lent, profit, gain, loss, or damage in lawsuits. So councils are responsible for the commerce, protecting the commerce of his nation, of his people. All right? It signifies assistance by friends. Well, this is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Y'all see that? This is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the Moroccan Empire and the United States of North America, 1836. Okay, y'all? All right. So that's house number 2. Let's continue. It signifies the assistance of friends. So let me show the assistance again. I believe it was Article, what was it? Article 25, y'all? Was it Article 25 or 26? Hold on. Where a friendly arrangement, does anyone remember that article? Hold on, I'm on the wrong page. 24? 25, okay. So it must be 24. Hold on. Okay, yeah, Article 24. So here's how it reads. If any differences shall arise by either party infringing on any of the articles of this treaty, peace and harmony shall remain notwithstanding in the fullest force until a friendly application shall be made for an arrangement. All right? So what's my point? Article 24, y'all. So you can pause it on the replay. It signifies the assistance by friends, aren't they supposed? And actually, you know, let's go to some other examples in the treaty. Assistance by friends. So you can start with Article 2. Article 3. I think Article 5 also. Hold on. Definitely Article 6. See, friendly relations. In other words, assisting. Not harming, but assisting each other, okay? Article 7, I think, is a good example, so I'll read it. Remember, we're talking about what? Friendly signifies assistance. House number 2 signifies assistance by friends. Let's look at Article 7. If any vessel of either party shall put into a port of the other. It can be a port anywhere, y'all. It could be a port on the highway. It could be a port at a public bus station. It could be any port, right? Where you're interacting with them. Where they're trying to do commerce with you, okay? It could be a traffic stop. If any vessel of either party shall put into a port of the other and have occasion for provisions or other supplies. In other words, you need something. Let's say you need, you got a flat tire, or you need some water, or you need some food. Any type of supplies, right? And you have occasion for provisions, food, or supplies, they shall be furnished without any interruption or molestation. They're supposed to give you whatever you need, as you would do a friend, without any molestation or interruption. In other words, they're not going to detain you. They just give you what you need and you keep going. No detaining, no searching, none of that. Give you what you need as a friend. Article 7. And isn't that what they should do, y'all? Because of what our ancestors, what we have done for them, because we are our ancestors. Whether you want it, whether you know it or accept it or not, we are our ancestors. But knowing their lowly state and condition, we also do it for them. That was why we helped them to start with. Most of the people, most of the Moors felt sorry for them. Are y'all reading Article 7? I think Article 7 is a very, very good example. Article 8. If any vessel of the United States shall meet with a disaster at sea and put into one of our ports to repair, she shall be at liberty to land and reload her cargo without paying any duty whatever. Friendly relationship. Y'all see it? Article 9. Listen to Article 10, y'all. Article 10. If any vessel of either of the parties shall have an engagement with the vessel belonging to any of the Christian powers. Now, y'all, when you go back to C.M. Bay's work, Clock of Destiny, you know who these Christian powers are? The hybrids, right? Within gunshot of the forts of the other, the vessel so engaged shall be defended and protected as much as possible until she is in. Well, if that's not being a friend, what else is? You risk your life for this person. If that's not being a friend, what else is? Not only that, but you risk bringing the rest of the Moors under attack or into war. Okay? So he continues, Article 10. And if any American vessel shall be cast on shore on the coast of Watnoon rather, or any coast thereabout, the people belonging to her shall be protected and assisted until by the help of God they shall be sent to their country. All right, y'all. But anyway, he keeps going and going and going. I think I made the point clear enough. So, page 72. In eclipses and mundane revolutions, or the sun sun's ingresses, it's talking about the second house, it shows the ammunition of allies. Isn't that interesting? It shows the ammunition of allies. So here we are allies, right? We're supposed to be allies and support of the kingdom or country. So let us say empire, right? Y'all see that? It shows the ammunitions of allies. So it shows the ammunitions of the U.S., of the United States of North America. All right? So let me read it again. In eclipses and mundane revolutions, or the sun sun's ingresses, it shows the ammunitions of allies such as the United States of North America and support of the kingdom or country or empire of Morocco. House number 2, it signifies the pleasures of the mother, being the 5th house from the 10th. So let's take a look. Let me show y'all what he's talking about. So y'all know I'm not an astrologist, right? Astrotheology and astrology are two different things. Well, this image is busy, y'all. So let me see, what is it says here? It says, it signifies the pleasures of the mother, being the 5th house being the fifth from the 10th. Give me 1 second. So y'all start counting from 10. Start counting from 10 and go to number 2. It's the 5th. It's the 5th house from the 10th, okay? Let's see what they have here. Oh, they don't have an explanation of the houses. Give me 1 second. And what I found, y'all, in a lot of cases, the information online, like you look in these pictures, it's different. At best, it's not as detailed as these old books are. The old books are much more reliable. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to see what they have. All right. I think I'm gonna have to show this. Next it says, the friends of the father being the 11th house, the 11th from the 4th. Yeah, so start counting from number 4. Start counting from number 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to number 2 gives you 11. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. And see, the meanings that they have are different than what's in the book, y'all. So let's continue. Let's continue. Do I have... Okay, so so it signifies the pleasures of the mother being the 5th house from the 10th. The friends of the father being the 11th house from the 4th. The enemies of brethren, the enemies of your brother, being the 12th house from the 3rd. So you would just count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you count from the 3rd house. So you just count from the 3rd house to the 2nd. And that's how you do it, okay? Of colors, the 2nd house denotes green. Of colors, the 2nd house is green. Well, wait a minute, y'all. Let's take a look at the Moorish flag. Y'all, sorry, these mosquitoes are, ooh, they're doing a job on me. Dang. Let's take a look at the Moorish flag. Let's see what we can see. Do y'all see green? Do y'all see that green 5-pointed star? Each point represents a universal principle, the highest principles in the universe. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Those 5 principles. And there's a lot more information in there too. So of colors, the 2nd house denotes green. Jupiter and Venus rejoice in the 2nd house. Either in a question, a horary question, yes or no question, or nativity chart. And if these planets be strong therein, if they be strong in the 2nd house, it makes a person rich and fortunate. Now y'all remember, the author of this is a hybrid. Author is a hybrid, not a morph. So when this author is talking about being made rich, he's talking about collecting your birthright from you. Meaning you need to be in a stateless condition. Or in other words, what? You need to be in the curses. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 through 68. You need to be in the curses in order for the hybrid to be able to possess and enjoy your land, your resources, because they actually have no inheritance. Y'all hear me? So this is perspective. Now, this is also making me think of the solar zodiac projection as opposed to the circumpolar zodiac projection. And I'm going to be presenting that to y'all soon enough. All right? But the solar, now this is what I've been learning. The solar zodiacal projection is it's a remix of the circumpolar zodiac projection, right? And the solar zodiac projection is the template by which all religions are made or were made. So the religions are a remix of the solar or the ecliptical zodiacal projection, and then the solar or zodiacal projection, zodiac projection, is a remix of the original ancient zodiac projection, which is the circumpolar zodiacal projection, with the focus being on the North Star, the North Pole, the North Star, and the South Pole. So in the North, the 7 stations. All right? So all of that was remixed to produce the solar zodiacal projection, and then that was further remixed to produce all the religions. To produce, this is my opinion, the Egyptian dynastic pharaohs. A lot of people might not like that, but from what I can see right now, the dynastic pharaohs, well, let me leave it at that. I'll let you see what I'm saying. I don't have to say it. If they even existed the way they're presented to exist. Maybe they didn't exist at all. Maybe it didn't exist at all like that, right? Maybe they just made that up, or maybe that's a half-truth, okay? Or maybe the dynasties are connected with Yaqub. All right, y'all? Anyway, let's continue. I'm just connecting the dots. That's all. I'm just connecting the dots, attempting to make sense out of the stories. All right, so let's continue. Jupiter, Venus, Virgo, the Virgin Mary, all of that. Rejoice. Now, of course, we're talking about the planets, though, okay? But I'm just giving y'all the extra information about Jupiter. Rejoice in the second house, either in a question, a horary question, or nativity chart. And if these planets be strong therein, it makes a person rich and fortunate, or it makes a hybrid rich and fortunate. How is they going to get rich if not off of living off of you, keeping you in a civilly dead state or in a stateless state, so that you can't do what? So that you cannot enforce the treaty or the Constitution, so that you cannot claim your nationality and present as the heir, as it says in the treaty. All right? But once you do that, that's when you get your birthright back. Deuteronomy chapter 30. Deuteronomy chapter 30. Return to the Most High. With what? With all your heart. With sincerity. Pure sincerity. Right? This is what it says. Deuteronomy, y'all read it. Deuteronomy 30. In other words, what is that, y'all? See, the religious people will say, oh, you have to acknowledge that you're a Hebrew Israelite, or that you're Israelite, right? That's what they will say. Or the Christian will say, you got to be saved, but there's no bloodline in Christianity. Christianity is commerce, right? The Hebrew Israelite will say you have to acknowledge that you're an Israelite. That's bloodline. That's nationality. That's a specific landmass, a specific heritage, a specific culture, etc. Right? And when you return to the Most High, that means you follow the Most High's commandments. In nature, that means you live harmonically with nature. Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Right, y'all? And then you get the blessings when you're in honor, following the Most High's commandments. In other words, keeping the Most High's commandments is equivalent to you're in honor. Or in other words, it's equivalent to returning to the mindset of your ancient foremothers and forefathers who did what, y'all? Who used the celestial bodies for signs and seasons. And in the most ancient of times, that was a circumpolar zodiacal projection. There was no such thing as the current zodiac system that exists today, the solar or ecliptical zodiacal system. It did not exist. It's relatively new. Y'all know how new it is? I think it's, if I remember correctly, it was the first pharaonic dynasty. And by the way, Pharaoh is a Hebrew or ancient Ibaryath word. It's not Hermetic. This is what I've learned. Okay, so that's very young. That's very young. You know, there's supposed to be evidence that the Great Pyramid over in Egypt, in what's now called Africa, there's erosion evidence that says it's more than 25,000 years old. But the dynastic pharaohs, that's taken us what, maybe 6,000 years back? And then that pharaoh, I don't remember his name, but he ushered in the worship of the Eschuan sun, Ra. And my understanding, it is they, he, him, who changed, well, let me rephrase that. Was it the Hyksos or was it Moses? I don't remember. The Hyksos or Moses? Maybe it was the Hyksos. I don't remember, y'all. Who, but somebody, I don't know, it'll come to me, at that time, changed the emphasis from the mother and child to the father and the son. So what did they do? They used to fool everybody. What did they do? They just said, okay, the Hermetic law is a law of opposites. So we're gonna flip it. Go to the extreme opposite. So instead of mother and son, now it's father and son. See, feminine energy, masculine energy. That's all they did. They used the law of polarity to flip it. Now it's mother and son. I'm sorry, father and son. But in ancient times, all the way up until recently, These pharaonic dynasties, that's recent. It was mother and child. So it continues. But Mars weak in the second house, and the moon there makes him a beggar. Wow. So this is the head. I forgot the term, y'all. There's the head and the tail of the moon. I forgot. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta plug my phone in. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, when the head, so the head of the moon, that's the head of the dragon. So when Mars is weak in this house and the head of the dragon or the moon there makes him a beggar. Huh. So what is this telling us about the moon and our condition as Moors, being stateless? So I'm on page 170. This is what it says. Let's see if we get something out of this. The head of the dragon is masculine, of the nature of Jupiter and Venus, and in itself a fortune. The head of the dragon, hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all. Did I look at that wrong? Okay, so y'all, I meant to say the tail of the dragon on page 173. I had it upside down. Let me show y'all. So this is the head of the dragon. It's like a headset, right? Looks like a headset. But when it's upside down, this is the tail of the dragon. Look like a horseshoe, right? Almost. Or a snake with two heads. A snake with two heads. The tail of the dragon, okay? All right. So on page... So on page 73, we're dealing with the tail of the dragon, all right, y'all? The tail of the dragon, okay? That's what makes him a beggar, okay? It says here, but Mars, weak in the second house, and the tail of the dragon there, the tail of the dragon in the second house, makes him, the Moor, a beggar, or at least one who wastes in a state. One who wastes in a state, all right? Though it were never so considerable by riotous living. Wow. By riotous living. In other words, they're being what? They're being niggas. Remember they used to say that people used to say there's a difference between a nigga and a black man or African American, okay? That they're being niggas. And they're also being black and African American, right? Because they're stateless and they're out of honor. Okay, so now let's continue reading. The tail of the dragon is feminine and evil in nature. Wow, ain't that something? Talking about niggas. The tail of the dragon is feminine and evil in nature. So when but when Mars is weak in the second house and the tail of the dragon is in the second house, makes the Moor a beggar, or at least one who wastes in estate. Y'all can't deny that this is not true. Though it were never so considerable by riotous living. Okay? Let's continue. The tail of the dragon, joined to evil planets, increases the evil. And if evil is intended thereby, it is greatly augmented. I'm on page 170, first paragraph. If it chance to be in conjunction with any of the fortunes who are significators, though the matter by the principal significator is fairly promised and likely of perfection, completion, right, y'all? It indicates controversy, backbiting, slander, and difficulties and wrangling. Don't this sound like nigga stuff, y'all? Difficulties and wrangling. So much so that often the business is given up before a perfect conclusion is had. Y'all know who talked a lot about that? The author Neely Fuller. He talks about the inability through conditioning of quote-unquote black people, not black, especially black men, but black people, not being able to accomplish anything together. And he advises that the blacks not spend time together unless they have a well-defined, a well-structured problem to solve. Because otherwise it's gonna go negative, it's gonna fall apart due to conditioning. Right? So that, in other words, that mindset has to be broken. That's the mindset of the curses. That's the mindset of the curses. And what's the mechanism of breaking it? The law of vibration, the lesser law of transmutation, the lesser law of cosmic habit force, right? Higher self and lower self and all of that, how to transmute. Okay? Y'all can watch my videos that I did maybe from 6 months, 9 months ago, all the way up until about 3 months ago if you want to know more about that, or just read or listen to the audio book of the Hermetic Laws. That's Neely Fuller, who did a lot of that, who did that work that I'm talking about. He's the one, I think, who coined the phrase being on code. All right, y'all, so backbiting, slander, controversy, they just want to hurt each other, right? The jealousy and envy is really what it is. And difficulties and wranglings, can't work with them. They're going to try to destroy you. They're going to talk trash about you behind your back, smile in your face, right? And then everybody's going to be calling everybody an agent. He continues, so much so, in other words, this is going to be so, the incidence is so high. It's going to be so troublesome. So much so that often the business, the project that you're working on, is given up. In other words, it's going to be sabotaged. It's going to fail before perfect conclusion is had. And unless the principal significators are angular and well dignified or fortified, the whole matter may unexpectedly come to nothing. I advise every student in practice to take good note of this and at once put away from them the idea that the ancient people used guesswork in any matter. For after study and practice, they will find the moon's nodes, or the head of the dragon and the tail of the dragon, of vast importance. Now, C.M. Bay told us that, right, y'all? Did I bring it with me? Hold on. C.M. Bay told us about the Zodiac man and the, hold on, let me show y'all. Volume 1. The lunar. Am I in the right place yet? I'm kind of rushing because this place is about to close and I want to get this in. Hold on. Where is it? I'm pretty sure it's volume 1. Yeah, here we are, page, Clock of Destiny, volume 1, page 25, the intellectual zodiac, the interpretation of the moon. So the head of the dragon, head of the tail of the dragon, in the 12 signs. Take time out, study for yourself. All right, so the moon is very important. Okay, y'all, what page is that? Hold on. Page right here, page 25. Y'all see the page? Page 25. Now, he says, I want to get his statement. Hold on. What is his statement? Here's what he says. Bear in mind that the interpretation of the moon passing through the 12 signs signifies to daily activities as well as birth. The interpretation of the moon in each sign is also as important to woman as the interpretation of the sun sun. All right, y'all? Her orb is 12 degrees. This is the 12th, the second house. Hold on. No, I'm on the wrong page. Hold on. So he continues, page 173. This is the last sentence. The Lord of the sign ruling the cusp of the second house, is one to be very attentively regarded and questioned. So we'll go over that next time. So we're going to pick up on the third house on page 173. All right, y'all? So, give me 1 second. Make sure you get your copy of the Treaty of Peace and Friendship 1836 that we talked about. You can get it. Again, all of this, all of the civic stuff you can get for free, as I mentioned to y'all, on enforcetheconstitution.org. I just don't understand why you wouldn't. Because it's free, right? And it's reliable, okay? But if you don't want to do that, you have to order it at the Library of Congress, because it's extremely, you'll waste a whole day trying to find it online, trust me. I still got time. I got 12 minutes. No, 20 minutes. So, hold on. 1 second. I got 20 minutes. So keep in mind, the second house is dealing with our treaty. The second house is dealing with our treaty and our effects, our birthright, all right? The third house we're going to get into this is very interesting. We're dealing with civics, right? The second house, y'all, signifies the post office of a nation. Signifies the post office of a nation. Of course, other things, but we're going to get into that. So they just turned the lights out. Islam to all the Moors. Assalamu alaikum. I, self, law, and master. I'll see y'all on the next one.